Timeline of world history, the Golden Rule. The ethic of reciprocity, or the Golden Rule, is found in virtually all religions and cultures. First, note that the Golden Rule is not to be confused with revenge, an eye for an eye, tit for tat, retributive justice, or the law of retaliation. A key element of the ethic of reciprocity is that a person attempting to live by this rule treats all people, not just members of his or her in-group, with due consideration. The Golden Rule should also not be confused with another major ethical principle, often known as Wiccan Rede or Liberty Principle, which is an ethical prohibition against aggression. This rule is also an ethical rule of license or right. That is, people can do anything they like as long as it does not harm others. This rule does not compel one to help the other in need. On the other hand, the Golden Rule is a good standard which is further improved by doing unto others, wherever possible, as they want to be done by. Lastly, the Golden Rule of ethics should not be confused with a rule in the semantic or logical sense. A logical loophole in the positive form of Golden Rule is that it would require a someone who enjoys experiencing pain to harm others, even without their consent, if that is what they would wish for themselves. This loophole can be addressed by invoking a supplementary rule, which is sometimes called the Silver Rule. This states, treat others in the way that they wish to be treated. However, the Silver Rule may create another logical loophole. In a situation where an individual's background or belief may offend the sentiment of the majority, such as homosexuality or blasphemy, the Silver Rule may imply ethical majority rule if the Golden Rule is enforced as if it were a law. April 5th is celebrated around the world as Golden Rule Day. But what exactly is the Golden Rule? And why is this belief that lies at the heart of most religions and cultures so important? The Golden Rule as an ethic is normally intended to apply to the entire human race. Unfortunately, it is too often applied by some people only to believers in the same religion or even to others in the same denomination, of the same gender, the same sexual orientation, etc. There is a comment by Fred Rogers, 1928–2003, star of the TV program Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. The 3 secrets of happiness are, be kind, and be kind. In the Baha'i Faith, the Golden Rule expressed by, lay not on any soul a load that you would not wish to be laid upon you, and desire not for anyone the things you would not desire for yourself. Baha'u'llah, Gleanings Buddhism. Treat not others in ways that you yourself would find hurtful. The Buddha, Udanavarga 5.18, Christianity. In everything, do to others as you would have them do to you, for this is the law and the prophets. Jesus, Matthew 7:12, Confucianism. One word which sums up the basis of all good conduct, loving kindness. Do not do to others what you do not want done to yourself. Confucius, Analects. Hinduism, this is the sum of duty. Do not do to others what would cause pain if done to you. Mahabharata. Hinduism, the Bhagavad Gita in Hindu scripture exhorts, you should never do unto others what you would not have them do to you. This verse, often summarized as hurt not others with that which pains yourself, reflects the principle of nonviolence and ethical conduct. Islam, the Quran instructs Muslims to treat others as they would like to be treated. And what is the matter with you that you do not give help according to what you desire that others should do for you? And remember Allah and give up all sin and be among the righteous. This verse underscores the importance of empathy and mutual respect in social interactions. Jainism, one should treat all creatures in the world as one would like to be treated. Mahavira Sutrakritanga. Judaism, the Talmud teaches that what is hateful to thee, do not do unto thy neighbor. This is the whole Torah, the rest is commentary. Rabbi Hillel famously summarized it as, if I am struck on the left cheek, turn also the right. This principle of mutual respect and fairness is central to Jewish ethics. Native spirituality. We are as much alive as we keep the earth alive. Chief Dan George, Sikhism. I am a stranger to no one, and no one is a stranger to me. Indeed, I am a friend to all. Guru Granth Sahib. Taoism. Regard your neighbor's gain as your own gain, and your neighbor's loss as your own loss. Lao Tzu, Ti Shangkan Ying Piyin. Unitarianism. We affirm and promote respect for the interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part. The Unitarian principle. Zoroastrianism. Do not do unto others whatever is injurious to yourself. Shayest na shayest. And if thine eyes be turned towards justice, choose thou for thy neighbor that which thou choosest for thyself. The Golden Rule, also known as the ethic of reciprocity, seems, at first glance, simplicity itself. It instructs that we treat others as we'd like to be treated ourselves, and likewise, that we refrain from treating others in ways we wouldn't like to be treated. However, the harnessing of this type of reciprocity in our human relations is far from simple. One human family, before we can even look at how reciprocity works between us, we need to remember that we are all interconnected. We are all leaves of one tree, waves of one ocean, flowers of one garden, all members of one human family. This isn't a political or religious concept. It's a biological and physical fact. According to our genome, we are undeniably cousins, and, courtesy of travel and technology, we live in a world that is becoming increasingly smaller. There are no walls or borders capable of keeping us isolated, even if we did want them to exist. The differences between us are generally illusory. At most, they are skin deep, and the measures we take as we scrabble to insulate ourselves against outside influence are like chalk lines drawn on the floor by feuding siblings sharing a bedroom, which means that it's in all of our interests to learn how to live together. One of the ways we can do this is to learn more about reciprocity and the elements that will make it work as a positive force to support the well-being of all. Regarding reciprocity and cooperation, each member of the body politic should live in the utmost comfort and welfare. If one member of the members be in distress or be afflicted with some disease, all the other members must necessarily suffer. For example, a member of the human organism is the eye. If the eye should be affected, that affliction would affect the whole nervous system. Hence, if a member of the body politic becomes afflicted, in reality, from the standpoint of sympathetic connection, all will share that affliction, since this one afflicted is a member of the group of members, a part of the whole. Is it possible for one member or part to be in distress and the other members to be at ease? It is impossible. What is reciprocity? The word reciprocity is defined as the practice of exchanging things with others for mutual benefit. It has its origins in the Latin word reciprocus, which simply means moving backwards and forwards. From fungi growing on trees to plovers cleaning the teeth of crocodiles, there are countless examples in the natural world of relationships that are of mutual benefit. In the human world, however, things are a bit more complex. In its positive manifestation, reciprocity is all about a bit of give and take. It's just some mutually beneficial, neighborly behavior where we treat each other as we would like to be treated. While positive reciprocal acts tend to be symmetrical and go back and forth in a predictable fashion, it seems as though negative reciprocity is not symmetrical. Rather than just swapping one hurt for another, negative situations are, in fact, inclined to escalate. Or, as researchers at the University of Chicago put it, you scratch my back and I'll scratch yours, but if you take my eye, I'll take both of yours. This may be surprising, and it may even be slightly frightening, but in the final analysis, it is helpful as it explains how many situations, from the personal to the political, get out of hand before we realize what is happening. Understanding how negative reciprocity escalates gives us a more nuanced view of issues like war, violence, and injustice. It also shows us the importance of teachings like the Golden Rule. Harnessing reciprocity. In the Baha'i writings, cooperation and reciprocity are described as the supreme need of humanity. This assertion is explained very simply by the statement, the stronger the ties of fellowship and solidarity amongst men, the greater will be the power of constructiveness and accomplishment in all the planes of human activity. Reciprocity is a natural phenomenon, like electricity, and as such is full of both danger and promise. In itself, it is neither good nor bad. It just depends how we use its power. As we examine this natural phenomenon, it is helpful to include the current knowledge that suggests that we can't just balance the negative reciprocity in the world with some positive reciprocal acts. It would seem that science is now agreeing with religion and suggesting it's best to avoid negative reciprocity altogether, because tit for tat is inclined to escalate and create even bigger problems than those that existed at the start. Which brings us back to the golden rule and making sure to treat others as we ourselves would like to be treated, and equally, avoid treating them badly in any way. If we really reflect on the golden rule, it may help us to discover how we can learn to live together. Or, as 19th century American poet Edwin Markham put it, "We have committed the golden rule to memory. Let us now commit it to life." Now let us look at the golden rule and explore how it has progressively developed as humanity has progressed. Ancient Egypt, 1970-1640 BC. Do for one who may do for you, that you may cause him thus to do. The tale of the eloquent peasant. Herein, do for one who may do for you, that you may cause him thus to do. The tale of the eloquent peasant, 109, 110 BC, translated by R.B. Parkinson. It is about promoting your best interests. Hopefully, they return the favor. Moses, 1280 BCE. You shall not take vengeance or bear a grudge against your countrymen. Love your fellow as yourself. I am the Lord. Tanakh, Leviticus 200 BCE. What you hate, do not do to anyone. Deuterocanonical Bible 100 CE. What is hateful to you, do not to your neighbor. This is the whole Torah, all the rest is commentary. Hillel the Elder, Talmud. That which is hateful to you, do not do to your fellow. That is the entire law, all the rest is commentary. Judaism, from this we move from, hopefully they return the good to be aware of what you find hateful and don't do it. Zoroaster, 700 BCE. That nature only is good when it shall not do unto another whatever is not good for its own self. Dadistan Idinik. Whatever is disagreeable to yourself, do not do unto others. Shayest na shayest. That character is best that doesn't do to another what isn't good for itself. Zoroaster, Persia, circa 500 BC. Here we have moved slightly from hopefully they return it to if you find it hurtful, don't do it. To understand what is good in and of itself, and do it. Krishna, 150 BCE. This is the sum of duty. Do not unto others which would cause you pain if done to you. Mahabharata. This is the sum of duty. Do not unto others which would cause you pain if done to you. Hinduism, similar to the level of Judaism. If it would cause you pain, don't do it to another. Laozi Tao, 500 BCE. The sage makes the self of the people his self. Tao De Jing, starting to move towards the self of others is also our self. Hurting them is therefore hurting me. Buddha was born, the awakened, the first of the 5 precepts. Pankasila of Buddhism is to abstain from destruction of life. The justification of the precept is given in the Dhammapada, which states, everyone fears punishment. Everyone fears death just as you do. Therefore do not kill or cause to kill. Everyone fears punishment. Everyone loves life as you do. Therefore do not kill or cause to kill. According to the second of 4 noble truths of Buddhism, egoism, desire, craving, or attachment is rooted in ignorance and is considered as the cause of all suffering. Consequently, kindness, compassion, and equanimity are regarded as the untainted aspect of human nature. Hurt not others in ways that you yourself would find hurtful. Udana Varga. Hurt not others in ways that you yourself would find hurtful. Udana Varga 518, still at the level as in Judaism and Hinduism, of what you find hurtful, don't do that to anyone. Confucius, 500 BCE. One word that can serve as a principle of conduct for life is reciprocity. Do not impose on others what you yourself do not desire. Doctrine of the Mean, 500 BCE. What you do not want done to yourself, do not do to others. Analects of Confucius, 500 BCE. Now the man of perfect virtue, wishing to be established himself, seeks also to establish others. Wishing to be enlarged himself, he seeks also to enlarge others. To be able to judge of others by what is near in ourselves, this may be called the art of virtue. Analects of Confucius. Although there are still the references to not doing what is hurtful to you, to others, there is a rise here. Now the man of perfect virtue, wishing to be established himself, seeks also to establish others. Wishing to be enlarged himself, he seeks also to enlarge others. To be able to judge of others by what is near in ourselves, this may be called the art of virtue. Analects of Confucius 6:30. Enlarging yourself, making yourself better is to enlarge others, make them better higher. To enlarge others is to enlarge yourself. Jane, 500 BCE. Therefore, neither does he cause violence to others, nor does he make others do so. A Karangassutra, to not being hurtful is added, not motivating them to violence or aggression. A step beyond, where we have been with the Golden Rule. Christ, 100 CE. In everything, do unto others as you would like them to do unto you. That is the meaning of the law and the prophets. Sermon on the Mount, Gospel of Matthew, 200 BCE. What you hate, do not do to anyone. Deuterocanonical Bible Tobit. Do unto others as you would have others do unto you. Gospel of Matthew. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Christianity, so here it is now, not just, well, don't do what you find hurtful, is also, well, what do you find good? 7th century CE. Do unto all men as you would wish to have done unto you, and reject for others what you would reject for yourself. Hadith. No one of you is a believer until he desires for his brother that which he desires for himself. Islam. No one of you is a believer until he desires for his brother that which he desires for himself. Islam. So now is added desires, not just what you find hurtful or good. Also do the desirable. The progressive unfoldment of the Golden Rule. Desires for your brother and sister that which you desires for yourself.